welcome back to my channel Radhika TechHub. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about the mernstack, using of mernstack login and registration. Along with this, authorization, and in the front end, we are going to use the context API. So all these will happen by using of this. So as of now, I designed for the login page, and when the role of the person is an admin means the whole employees list will can see that person. So if it is a manager, except of the admin, the whole employees list will be seen by that manager. And if the person log in with an employee means only his information, his or her information only can be able to see. The whole thing will be happened at the backend itself. So look at this how we design first of all. So I am going to log in with this person who is having admin. So we log in into it. Now the information, whole information of employees, the role of the person will see. Now we'll log in with the person of role. Now we'll see. Except of that person is Radhika with the name of that having admin role. Except of that person information, the whole employee's information will be seen by this person. Look at, see this. See here. Except of that person, the whole employees list will be displayed in this person page. Now we'll log in with the person having no manager role and no admin role, only employee role. That person can see itself information, right? We can see now. One of the person male. Now look into it, only his information will be visible. So this is the how we design, and dashboard. I simply insert a code itself. No that much of designing, only the we are focusing only the concept, how we'll pass the employees information according to the role. So that is the how we'll do here. That's it. So all this will happen using of Mern, right? And first we will look after backend code. After that we'll go for the front end. In the front end we are going to use the context API. The introduction of the context API, I already posted the video before video. You can please find the link in the below description. Now we are going to look at the backend code. Let's start our coding. First of all, we'll set up our Node.js, right? So first we'll set up our Node.js. Now we'll go to our code. So we required express and curves and body parser and one more mongoose and moreover bycrypt.js. So meanwhile of this installation, we'll go and we'll set up our port, create one file. What is that? Index.js. Next, we'll go for the body parser. We'll set up all our we'll initialize our port. Forgotten one thing, npm i.env. We'll set up our .env file and we'll make our port number here itself and taking 9000. So cons app equals to, we'll call our express header and we'll listen to our port to process dot env. So first we have to require our .env. So process.env dot port. We'll make it in capital. So we'll see our output is listening. We'll see it is working or not. So we'll install our Node also. So we'll set up our Node right? Now we'll see. Yeah, here we started our server. Now we'll make our all everything set up and we'll go for our creating of models and routers and services. So we already set up our body parser because we are using the request.body, right? So body parser is required. So app.use body parser.json and we'll set up our course because of we integrate into our front end. Or app.use of now we'll go for we'll create our models first. So we'll make one folder. Models and services and more word utils. DB connection. First we go for the DB connection. index dbconfig. So const mongoose equals to require. So in the env file, we have to get the link from the our MongoDB. As of now, I am using here is the cloud one. So you have to create your account. So first of all, you have to create your account, and after that, already by the default is a project 0 database will present. If you want to case a new database means you have to create and get the link of that by here itself. Clicking on the connect, you will get the link. So this is the one you will get the link here and get the link here and make your password and database name to be clear and mention that and update to that link which database you are using. So this is how I am using the link here and keep it in the equals to paste the link here itself. Here is the question mark you can see here. In this place you have to paste your database name which you are using guys, and the name of password have to place your password what you have created your password for your database. So we initialized our database URL in the env. So now we'll set up our database connection. So here itself database is process.env dot and name it as a database itself. Now mongoose dot connect. So we have to call your URL here. After that, use new or make it as we'll see my database is connected or not. Or else we throw the error. So we'll check our database is connected successfully or not. So you can see here database connected successfully. So our database connection is completed successfully right now. So now we go for our models. So we are completed for this. Now we'll export it. So registration model equals to mongoose.model. I'm making as a collection name as a registration. Here, which we has been specified schema, we have to make it here importing of this schema here. It makes as a creating of model. So now we'll export it. Module.export equals to registration model. Now the registration model is completed. For now we will write an API for the registration and we will make it as a in the post or get field of creating of routes. After that first we'll create our API. And now for the fields we initialized in our model, we have to take from the requested bodies, right? So I'm making it as first name which we are already initialized, we know that, and the last name and email which we are taking from the request.body. Now already we know that in the registration process when the email already exists means we have to throw already email exists. If it is a new user means then if an existing user or not we will check now. So user dot find one. Why we are using find one means we will check the email itself. If the existing user will be there means we will throw as an account with this email already is exists. Exists. If the new person means we will create the new person. So we'll make it as a password in the bytecode in the hash in the form of hash, right? So we convert the password into hash. We'll update our password which is coming from the request.body. Now we'll create our new user. User.c. So we'll pass our fields. Now we'll save over the user. Now we'll check what is the result is coming or not, and we have to make it import in the routes, right? Now we'll import our user router in our index.js. We are using is a 9000. So now we'll hit and make it into post. Code could not send because we are not started. So here you can see that it is success. So in the for the password in the form of hash. Now we'll hit again because already it is registered, right? So an account with this email already existed. So now our registration is completed. Now we will build our login. So for our login service, we have to create our token also. So at this time, we will use a token when we execute, when we log in success means the token also generated. So we'll do it now. So from the request.body, as usual, we already know that for login, we have to take the email and password. So now the email is present or not, or exists or not in our database, we have to check. So first of all, we'll do that. User dot find one. If user is not present, then we will throw that user doesn't exist. So in the else part, if the user not exists means it will come to the else part and check the password. If the password mismatch means we'll throw the password mismatch. So now we have to generate our token, right? Now we'll send the response. The status of 200 and the message login success. And we will pass the token. So if password is mismatched. So at this time, the pass is here itself. So else will pass us password mismatch. So now we'll check the password mismatch or password correct, we get the login success or not, and the token is generating or not. We'll check. So before that, we have to pass in the router tab post slash login the service dot login service. So now we'll go to here, copy and change here to login. So we are passing the email. Here is the password. So user doesn't exist, please register, because here is the 2. Now we'll make it as a login success. So now the login is success. Now we'll change our password, which is to mismatch. So here is the how login service is completed. Now we will go to inserting of employee, and for that also the employee should be already registered employee only. That information and register person employee data will be inserted in our list, in our database. So for that we are getting the based on the database employee table we get the list, and further we will split them into as based on the roles. So further we have to write the insert service. So here is the login API. For this, we are taking the employee ID, role ID, and the email. So that email to be which is present in the registration. So for this, we have to create one model, right? So first we'll create our model and come to here to complete our API. Employee model.js. It is completely. So we'll change here is as employee schema. And the string. So here we are containing email, employee ID, employee name, role ID and the role. Here we change it as the employee info. Now back to our service, we complete our service now. We are getting from the request body. Now we'll check this person which is we are entering the data into our employee information table. That email should be exists in the registration table. So we'll check now. Because other information will not be entered, right? The registration person information will be stored in this table. So this is a registration table which is a user. So if the user is present means then only insert. So we have to import our employee model also. So here we'll make it as a status of. Here we have all get from here as here. Now await tmp info dot save. So here we'll pass employee record not found. Now we'll check in our postman. Now we'll hit our API. See, employee record not found, please register. So we'll did one mistake. We'll see what is that mistake. See, here is a mistake. Still mistake where it is. So it is coming as a null. But why we will check. So it is a user registration model itself. Why it is not coming? You did mistake. Now it should be success of the main part and main purpose which we have been discussing now. Based on the roles we get the information, we can look at the information of under the employees. So that API will create now. So cons get user list. So we authorize the person. For that, we'll go to the utils and create our verify token class. Here we require our JWT const barrier token. Here we making as in this we get from request.header. So authorization. Now if the type of token, the barrier header, so we'll make it as a header. Not equal to undefined. Make it as a wheel space will get, right? Barrier token equals to barrier is one which we are getting was dot token equals to barrier token. If it is undefined or empty means we will pass as invalid token. So if it is not undefined means it will get into the if condition, or else we'll make it as a throw as invalid token. So here we will verify comma async. Here can pass a secret code which we are already used. If it throws an error means, so we'll make it as say message which we are coming from the invalid token. If it is not error, we make it come to the else part. I already told that the email will be surrounding total entire our APIs will be related to the email. So I already told that in the insertion we are check the email which is present in the registration itself. Only that person employee record will be passed into our employee information table. The same here, if the email present in the employee record itself, at that time only we get to know that the role ID, right? So for that we are checking the email authorized or not. That user which the person is logged in, that to be authorized. So first we'll check here what is coming from here. To make it is a router call here. To make this a barrier token, here is a login. With the token. Could not get response. What is the mistake? We'll check. Error is not defined in 110. Those are models. So it is throwing an invalid token. Sorry, we did one mistake here. We have to pass our token. This is the mistake we did. We are not passing the token itself. Now we'll check again. So here export counts unexpected token export. Module dot. Right. We'll see. Request.post requires a callback. Once we'll see and we'll check again. Yeah, here we are getting continuously checking because we are not through any response. That's why. Okay, it's successfully verifying our token. You want just I will show you. Response.json status of 200. Verify. So you can see here with the verified and the status of 200. So now we'll go to the next. So you can see here with the user, after the user itself, we are getting the person details. So we'll use here so auth dot user dot email. Now, if that user exists with the role ID. So why I'm keeping the question mark means if you not get any data means sometimes it will be crashed. So at that time if the data present means it will be go further, otherwise it will not throw any error. So dot role ID, I require the role ID equal to 1. I'm keeping 1 with the admin for the role ID which we are now analyzing as a admin. So he has to get all over the employee's information. So for that person, where we are getting this information from the employee table. So we have to get all over the employee's information. So we are using the find. So here data we are passing. If in case it is not matched here, we have to use the then right for this. Use the catch. Now if the person is admin. So for the manager, we will use the employee role ID with the number of 2. So else if existing user role ID equal to 2. Now we have to do one change is that for this manager, the employees who are under that manager employee information only I want to accepting of admin role, the all employees information he or she can able to see. So further employee dot find is also can find because not we are getting a single specific information, right? So we are taking his here as a flag. I am taking user info. So as of for so user dot length. So here user directly we cannot retrieve that user dot role ID. If we doing like that means it will show as undefined. So we have to make this under in the user under we are getting the one ID and another ID continuous object, right? So further I wants to make it as a dot role ID not equal to 1. So I make it as a user info dot push. So this condition has been we already completed. Now we will get the response. So response.json. In the data, we'll pass the user info. Find one. Only that person information can able to see. So what dot user, right? Under user is containing the information. Now dot then we'll check now. The employee 4. Okay, he only log in this information. We'll see. So here you can see that now we are searching or not, sorry, we are logging here with the employee. You can see here. So this token we are pasted there. So this person is having the employee role ID is the 4. So you can see here we are inserted. You can see here with the role ID 4. So now our token with the role ID of 4, that person token we are pasted here. So for this information we are getting here. So now we'll insert with the role ID 1 and with the role ID 4. So before that we have to registration. So for this we will see the error also. So employee record not found, please register. So we'll go for the registration. So registration completed. Here we'll make change as a manager. So we'll make it as a 2 here. Employee. So you can see here for the admin we have to get the information. So now as of now we are completed our complete backend. Now we'll integrate this APIs into our front end and we'll make it is use of context API also. So we'll integrate our backend to our front end now. create our pages folder, and we require the components folder and require context. React icons. So we'll make it as a import our login page. For the home page, we'll make it as a private route. So now we'll design our login page first. So as of now, we are designing completely three layers, that is a home page and registration and login page is completed. Now we'll integrate our APIs and the login is getting success or not. After the login success means only we'll get into route into our home page. When the register success means we have to come back to our login page. So if there is no account means not valid user means it has to, when he wants to register means it gets to register. When I click on register button, it has to go to the registration cell. So after all this completion, we will come to the employee information page. Now our time to come to our action, reducer and context. We'll call our API when we want to log in. So we have to pass the data to our backend API, right? Further, as we already installed our Axios. Now our time to create our create context. As of now, we'll make it as a is login means when we get the success. So it will make it as a false or true. So I am taking as of initial false. Now we are getting the message, right? If the user doesn't exist and the login success, we have to make our success or not. So further is message I am taking as a string. So we required as of now it is 2 only. So here we'll use the state and dispatch. So here we call our reducer. So as of now we are not created any reducers. So make it as like that. But we'll pass our initial state. So we want to get our now login, right? So for that, so axios.post, the URL we get from the postman, the URL we are using. Here. Now we send our email and password as a props. So local storage dot set item. Name it as a token itself. Token, and we have to call our dispatch. So before that, we have to create our reducer and we have to create our type. So go here. And we'll create our user reducer also. So you can understand here when the user login. So we are calling the user login action type, and when we get the success itself, at that time we are doing as a is login true and is error false, and the message we are throwing the message the login success or user doesn't match the password mismatch. So and when the status is not 200, it's a 400. So in that cases it will come to the else part, and the login as a false and make it as a error as true, and we are we are updating that response message into the is message. So when the user type is not matched, so at that time what happened? So we'll make it as a throw. So action type not matched. So now we call our user here. So return. So the context is nothing but a globally entire our component. It will pass the data. So going to the login page, we will call our context and user login method, and we'll pass the data, and we will check the login if it is getting success or not. So before that we have to pass our provider in the index.js to make a control over our app.js over our entire React project will be control under context now. So we'll close this and close this one also. So when we get the login, we have to make it as a output of login success or user doesn't exist and password mismatch, right? So we'll display that in the toast in the form of toast. So at that time the state will be changes is message, is login, is error, right? So we make it as a dependency. So here I am taking as a dependency of state. So when I am getting state dot is login, So here we make it as is message. So if I getting an error, so let us go on checking. So I'm getting the login success. So the password mismatch. Now the email user doesn't exist, please register. So our API is integrating successfully. So when I am getting the success means I has to go to the home page. For that we have to use navigate. Navigate it to our home page. Now we'll look after our home page. After that we will go for the registration part. So when I am clicking to the employee information, I wants to get the user list under the employees. The manager means whole employees, admin means whole employees. For the manager means expect of what, then afterwards of about this box why we are using here, right? So we have to here display the content which when click on the dashboard or employee information, the content to be displayed in the down. So for this we have to make the routes. So here is the route. So two pages are ready, dashboard and employees info. So we have to make our route, right? For this, when I am clicking on here, we have to make it as a nav. It's not required here. Use navigate. So when I am clicking on employee information, it has to be changed to the route as a slash home slash employee, and it will display the employees page, and when the dashboard click on dashboard will be changed. Now we'll check the output, the information when we are clicking, the card is coming or not. Wait, make it as a 10. So now you can see that employee info which we are getting when we are clicking here. So when I am clicking here, make it as visible the dashboard. And when I clicking here, employee info. Now we'll get the information whether who is the person login. Based on that person, we'll get to display the information in the employee information. Now we'll integrate our API of to get our user list. So const I am taking as a get user list. So away axios.post which we taken, and we'll copy our link. So to get the user list, we are checking the user authorized or not, right? Based on the role, we are displaying the information of employees. So for that, we are taking the when the person is login, we are taking the token, right? So we have to pass the token in headers. Authorization. So here we are taking the barrier token, right? Barrier. So we are when we log in, we are storing our token in the local storage. So local storage dot get item. We are taking as named as token. Now here it is submitted. When we get success, at that time we will pass. So dispatch. So we named like user list fractions. Will check what is the name we have decided. So get user list. What is the type we taken? Get user list. In the payload, we will pass the data which we are getting. you are getting any error means now we will pass this in our list to make it as a global. So here. And we'll go to our reducer. In this we make it as employee info. In this employee info we will store our data which we are getting from the API. Copy this and we'll make it as a get user list. So when we get success at this time, we will pass employee info, right? In this action dot payload, right? Once we'll check employee info and we'll make it as a here we name it as employee info as mistake. And if we get any error means it will become as a true. In the else part it will be true, right? And is message okay. So when we get here also false and error is a true. So our reducer part and our context integrating of API is completed. Now we'll get this data in our employee info page. So here now we call our method here. When we log in only at that time the data has to load completely. So for that first we have to call our state and get user list which is from coming from the context. So now we'll make with the empty dependency of use effect. For the login success, our method will be called here. Now we'll map our data which is stored in employee info. And when the employee data, if we are getting any employee data and it is greater than 1, the length of this is more than 1. So when the length is greater than 1, at this time, and when we get only single data, when we will get the single data, single person information means at the time of the person with an employee role ID 4, at that time only his information will appear. So at that time, make a box. And here, make it as a display. display flex and gap. So I'm giving. So when we getting of greater than 1 means at this time we will map our data. Object dot values is coming data from employee info. Data. And make it as a key as an ID. So display flex, yeah, and we'll make it as a padding of 5. Now we'll check it's coming or not. So first I'll refresh. So I will log in with my name itself. See, he is having role ID of 4. Login success. So here we go, we will get the information. Now I will log in with admin role. So here we get the 3 members. Now we'll log in with Apurva, which is having a role ID of 2. So at this time we have to get accept of the role for Radhika. So now we'll log in with Apurva. Here you can see here 2 names except of admin. The admin having a role ID of 1 with the name of Jaya. So except of the person details we are getting 2 details. Okay. Now we will go to the as dashboard. I am not designing anything, just I display the dashboard as a name of content. Now we'll go to the registration and we'll integrate our API. When we log in, when we register successful means it has to redirect to login page. Move to our context page. So we'll copy this. So we'll copy our registration. Okay, props.user. We're not having any token for the registration. So what is the type user register? Now we'll make it as a global one. And we'll go to registration. Sorry, get user for the registration. So here use register. We'll make it as a true, and here we'll make it as a false. So as your remaining are the same. Now we'll integrate it into our registration page. So now we'll make it as a const registry handle. So here we have to call our state const user register, which is the name we has been using for the use context. So now it's completed. User register here, and we have to pass our props, that is user, which we are storing when we changing the values and when we inserting the values. And we will use use effect. So with the dependency of state of having changes is error and is message and is registration success. So we'll make it as a state dot is register. So we'll make it as a success of registration successful. Success of, at the time of success, we will make to slash only for home page, login page, right? So it is an error means will be stay in that page only. So register handle will be called when we click on register. So here on click, we call this method and back to login. When we click here also on click, here navigate to. Now once we'll go and check. So when I click on the register, see here it is navigated to our register page. So when we back to login means, so it is redirected to our login page. So once we'll check and we'll register one. So when I click on the register, just because of here, make here like this. We'll see again. So it's success. But we are not getting any toast. We'll check once. Sorry, I am not updated here as a state. So successfully registered and it redirected to our login page. So now login success. So this is the how we will create our role ID, and based on the role ID we will get the information and of redirecting. All we know that is common, but based on the role ID we will get the information in the employee info, and we all will done with the backend itself. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.